The National Board has revised the certification process to be flexible and accommodating to teachers' lives and personal timelines while remaining a rigorous measure of accomplished teaching. In this video, we will give a brief overview of the process. The certification roadmap of the process can be found on the nbpts.org website on the Get Certified page using the Get Started link. Access the roadmap here. We will briefly describe the cycle and process of candidacy in this video. Other videos cover the components and other elements in more detail. If you have any questions about the process of board certification, the Guide to National Board Certification is the best place to start. To access the guide, go to the nbpts.org website and click on the Resources tab at the top right corner. Then click the Candidate Center. Then click the First Time and Returning Candidates Resources. Finally, click on the Guide to National Board Certification to access the document. Updates to this document are added to this electronic file periodically. Specific questions not answered in the Guide to National Board Certification can be addressed to the Customer Support Team. This can easily be accessed at any time from the bottom of the nbpts.org website using the Contact Us button. Call 1-800-22-TEACH or email questions can also be sent to candidate support using the National Board web form online. Step 1. Confirm eligibility. Candidates must have a bachelor's degree, with the exception of career and technical education certificates which may not require a bachelor's degree. Many teachers assume that a master's degree is required before pursuing board certification. It is not. Board certification is a national accreditation and most states do not require teachers to obtain a master's degree. The flexibility of the process makes it feasible to pursue a master's and board certification at the same time. In fact, many Kentucky universities are working toward master's programs that support the board certification components. Be sure to ask your institution of higher education about this option if you're starting a master's. Teachers must possess a valid teacher's license or school counselor's license if applying as a school counselor. Teachers must have completed the equivalent of 3 full-time years of teaching. School counselors must have completed 3 full-time years as a school counselor. For specific details about activities that count toward the teaching or counseling prerequisite, see pages 6 and 7 of the Guide to National Board Certification. World language candidates must also provide official American Council on the Teaching of Foreign Languages, ACTFL, certified ratings of advanced low or higher from the ACTFL speaking and writing proficiency assessments. This does not need to be completed before becoming a candidate. For more details, see page 8 of the Guide to National Board Certification. Step 2. Understand the timeline. The overall timeline for the whole process of certification varies. You must submit all 4 components within the first 3 years, but can do so in any order and any combination. It is possible to complete the process in as little as 1 year. The flexibility of the process is a great new feature. You can design your own time frame that suits your personal schedule. There are opportunities to resubmit items if needed. Candidate years follow the same time frame as school years. For instance, we are currently in the 17-18 candidate cycle and school year. Each year that candidates are active, there is an annual timeline or cycle outlined on page 4 and 5 of the Guide to National Board Certification. Candidates register as an active candidate, unless taking a year off from component submission. However, if you take a year off, it does not add a year to your 3-year deadline. Candidates can register as early as the spring before the candidate school year cycle. This must be done by each winter. January 31st, 2018 is the 17-18 candidate cycle deadline to register. Candidates must pay for components by the fee deadline each winter. This year, again, the deadline is January 31st, 2018. Candidates submit portfolio components by the submission deadline each spring. This year, the ePortfolio submission window is April through May 2018. The specific submission date in May will be updated to the Guide to National Board Certification document on page 5. Candidates completing Component 1, the Content Knowledge Assessment, will schedule their own testing date after purchasing the assessment. The assessment time frame is April through June 15, 2018. After submitting components or completing the assessment in the spring or summer, candidates will receive scores the following winter on or before December 31. We recommend continuing candidate work and components if you still have components to complete before receiving your scores in the winter. Know the components. You must complete 4 components to become board certified. While these components are numbered, they can be completed in any order and any combination. Component 1 assesses components' content knowledge. It is a computer-based assessment that you will complete at a testing center. The assessment includes 45 multiple-choice questions and 3 constructed response items. The remaining 3 components are portfolio items submitted electronically. Component 2 assesses your ability to differentiate instruction and analyze student work submitted as evidence. Component 3 assesses your teaching practice and learning environment. This component includes an analysis of videotaped instruction as evidence. Component 4 assesses candidates as effective and reflective practitioners. This component includes assessment analysis and the ability to lead, learn, and collaborate to address student needs. You can begin working on components before paying fees. Our kynt3.org website has recorded webinars with more information on each component. Step 4. Understand the costs. Each year of candidacy, candidates must pay a $75 registration fee. The cost of each component is $475. Additional fees are assessed for retaking components. While the costs are significant, totaling a minimum of $1,975, Kentucky Board Certified teachers are fortunate to earn that expense back through the $2,000 a year stipend within the first year of certification. Most Kentucky teachers pursuing board certification have not yet achieved rank 1 and receive an even larger annual pay increase after board certification. Most importantly, board certified teachers often say that board certification is the best professional learning of their career. Think of it as an investment in yourself and your students.